Yeah, another pato.
And here we are. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Jaganata, Eli, and Spawning here, the player from Alpha X, coming all the way from Hidalgo, the state of Hidalgo in Mexico. This is Pacomike.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the CranKy Duckling himself. Of course, he is hailing from the land of Peru and also Italia. It is Ryu.
Did you know that up until like 2 hours ago, my whole life was a lie?
Why? What happened?
Up until this point, I thought that Pacomike lived in the state of Tamaulipas, you know, which is like a northeast in the coast, like next to my state. And I don't know if you remember, I think it was last week when we casted in Copa Hyperion, I want to say. And, you know, I asked from which city he was. Do you remember?
Yeah. I remember.
And I Googled the city because I didn't recognize the name. And it was in another state, it was not in Tamaulipas. And I was like, that cannot be right? It is going to be like a city in the middle, in Tamaulipas, in the middle of nowhere with that name, right? No, it's not. There's only one in the whole country as far as I know, and it's in the state of Hidalgo. And I asked Pacomike earlier, mate, are you from Tamaulipas? No, mate, I'm from Hidalgo.
Where is Hidalgo? Where is that?
Hidalgo is, okay, northeast is Tamaulipas, right? Next to it is Nuevo León, which is where I live. South of it is San Luis Potosí, and then south of San Luis Potosí is Hidalgo. So it's like Mexico City a little bit to the north.
Okay.
It is more near the center of the country. So yeah, Pacomike, he's not norteño. He's not from the north. He's not one of us.
Is there like some rivalry going on between the north and the south? You're like, oh my god, I thought you were cultured. You're from the south?
Yes. There is some. So the country is basically divided into three zones: north, center, and south. You know, the north, because it is like, you know, frontier with the United States, is like the equivalent of Texas, but in Mexico. Okay. There's the what's the word I'm looking for? The typical like image that you have for someone in the north is like cowboy style.
Yeah.
You know, cowboy with a lot of money and speaking Spanglish or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah. Meanwhile, when you think like typical Mexican, you are actually thinking someone from either the south or the center of Mexico. You usually do not see it in the north.
Okay.
So yeah, it is a different culture, and usually people say that people from the north, especially from the city where I live, we are very proud of our northern roots, you know. So Pacomike, Pacomike, he's not as good as me now. I have discovered.
Oh my god! I was gonna say then from the north, that's where all the novelas come from then, because I know there's a lot of like Mexican novelas, and a lot of them are like based like or have that style, that like Mexican cowboy style. Like that's kind of, especially from like the early 2000s. Like,
I mean, it's more the style less the place of origin, because most of them were made in like Mexico City and stuff.
Okay, fair enough. Meanwhile, as the game is progressing, we do have Glaive Adepts, and this isn't your normal Glaive Adepts. Normal Glaive Adepts is 4 gateways, but this is 6 gateways, so this is a lot more committed here from Pacomike. On top of that, there's no Robo. There isn't going to be a War Prism with this.
Yes, Pacomike is going like as much all in as he can in Glyph Adepts, which is good because I was getting tired of seeing so much target in PvZ. It's nice that when a player goes for something different every now and again.
Yeah, exactly. And these adepts, they are here. They're looking to deal some damage. But Ryu, he was getting ready for Glaive Adepts. Look at that. He completely walls off here at his natural base. These adepts are not going to get in.
Yeah, they are not going to get in. There are roaches here to defend. And yeah, Pacomike, do not commit.
Exactly. Meanwhile, he warps in another round of adepts. They are going across the map to meet up with the others. He does take a third base behind this, so he's not 100% all in. But again, this is a very big commitment to all these adepts. They have to deal some damage.
Yep, and here we go. Here, the roaches are here as well. Is Pacomike going to fight it? Oh, that's a lot of damage. Like 2 shots, 1 roach. That's pretty good. Oh, is he going to end to? Yeah, he destroys the building in being built, and he enters the base, and now he's going to start to do damage.
Oh yeah, that he is. All the boys are being pulled away. Oh my god, the drones are actually coming back a little bit early, but okay, the drones actually, sorry, the adepts actually come into the shade, and honestly, not too many workers have gone down. Not yet.
Yeah, only three. He has lost a lot of mining time because of it, but only that. Oh, that was not a good spot for the adepts to end up with. And yeah, Pacomike is going to recall them.
Exactly, and 6 drone kills is not bad, but Pacomike, he wanted more than that. And to be fair, as soon as he recalls, mate, he's going across the map again. Like, he is not stopping the adept aggression. He's going to keep Ryu at home, trying to deal as much damage as he can, while Pacomike, he's probing up at home and transitioning into Immortals.
Yeah, so punch 1, adept, punch 2, the soul train. Apparently is what Pacomike is wanna do in this matchup. He's going to cancel this 4th base of Ryu. Nice one.
Ooh. Yeah, very nice move there from Pacomike. He is forced back, but again, canceling a 4th base is huge here. Now both players are on equal bases, and as you said, like going for this quote-unquote soul train, going for like sentries and immortals, like this works so well against roach heavy compositions.
Yes, which Ryu is still in a roach heavy composition. He's not going for anything else. He currently is building a what's the name I'm looking for? The infestation pit. Thank you. The infestation pit. So fast hive, I think.
Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned. I don't know if you remember this, but it was a couple of weeks ago. We were casting Ryu's PvZ, and he was going for Swarm Host. I think it was against Pacomike as well, to be honest. Either Pacomike or Shakti. And it didn't really work out for him. He was a little bit too greedy with them. I think it was on Light Shade, so like he was like struggling to defend every single time. We'll see if he goes for that again. We have the infestation pit. We don't see anything being like used for it yet. Like we still don't see like infestors, swarm host, or a hive.
Yeah, nothing yet. Let's see what he's going to plan to use it. In the meantime, he's now going for a lot of army. A lot Ravagers are done. He's going for a lot of settlings. Is Ryu going to start planning for his attack?
Yeah, it looks like it. Finally, we have the hive being thrown down. Banely Nest as well. Lingbane, Roach Ravager is a decent army in the mid game. Problem is, Pacomike, oh god, he is walling off at the 3rd. Like, he's looking so good defensively, and he himself is pushing out. He has to be careful because he's moving out without a Warp Prism. Like, Warp Prisms are so important. Like, okay, never mind. It's here. Thankfully.
Yeah, the Warp Prism is here. I don't think Ryu saw it. Yeah, the army is starting to move. Meanwhile, Ryu's army going in for the 3rd base. They go for the back door instead of the main. Yeah, there's a door. There's a door that we call an adept.
Yeah, exactly. The adept holds strong. He does go for the 4th base. Could force a cancel, but at the same time, Pacomike, he's pushing on forward. Does dodge a lot of the biles. Still has plenty of energy for force fields.
Yeah, no force fields used there in that engagement. The 4th base of Pacomike was cancelled. So that's a nice small win for Ryu. And now Ryu is going in for Pacomike's army.
Oh my god, he's pushing on forward. The biles do kind of connect. He does get one of the immortals. Could get a second.
Yeah, he's going to get the second. Mate, where's the Warp Prism?
Well, yeah, right. We were talking about it earlier. No.
The Warp Prism is not with his army. He went into the main base and he lost it.
Ay, Pacomike, I thought you took your vaccine shot, mate. I thought Pacovid wasn't a thing anymore, but he just throws away his War Prism, he throws away his Immortals, now he only has Gateway units.
Yeah, he only had Gateway units, no War Prism, not Immortals, not even Sentries, mate. Ryu is going just straight in, going in for the kill.
Exactly. The Disruptor shot goes off, only gets one Ravager. Okay, a second one goes off as well. I'm impressed, right? There's double robot production, 2 Disruptors coming out at a time. Is it going to be enough for Pacomike to hold?
Maybe, but still he has lost a lot of army. He has lost 14 workers so far as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Even if Ryu doesn't kill it with this attack, he's going to leave it like crippled.
Exactly. Here we go. Finally, we have another warp in, and Pacomike will defend. As you were saying, Ryu has to be careful not to like trickle in too much. Okay, finally he pulls back, but now the hive is done, and out come the Vipers to help deal with those disruptors.
Yeah, Vipers are done. More Ravagers are on the way. He is 50 supply up of Pacomike. Pacomike now finally restarting his 4th base. And is he moving out? That's very risky moving out at the moment.
Exactly. I mean, to be fair, he's up against the wall. I feel like he needs to do something. Maybe he can like kill a base and recall. Like that's like best case scenario.
That's really optimistic, especially because Rio saw it in the middle of the map with two changelings. So Ryu was very aware of this. All the disruptors were janked and immediately killed them. Yeah. This army is gone, and soon Pacomike as well.
Exactly. The army's gone, mate. Ryu, he's zooming across the map. 4th base going to be denied for the 3rd or 4th time. There is one disruptor, but as we saw, we have Vipers, mate. Vipers don't care about your disruptors. They just abduct, they just yoink them out just into the sky.
Yeah, here we go. First disruptor is young and destroyed. Second one as well. And GG, Ryu takes game number 1.
And that is why Protoss goes Skytoss.
yeah, they do. Or at least, look, if you're going to do that kind of push, at least bring a War Prism, please.
Yeah, like, I brought it up in the beginning and I had to eat my words. I'm like, oh, no, it's okay, he has a War Prism, it's fine. But then he does nothing with it. Like, feels bad.
Not only he does nothing, he loses it immediately. It didn't even warp anything.
Yeah. You know what it was? It's because Pacomike's from the south, mate. That's why it's from.
To be honest, he's not from the south. He's from the center.
Okay.
He's from the center of the country now.
It
could be worse.
Okay, we're getting into game 2, and hopefully Pacomike can tighten things up here. Like, that's the thing with Pacomike. It's one of the entertaining things about him is that he can look so good and just so dominant, and like every other game, it's like he messes up a little bit here and there. You know, like some small mistakes cost him in the end. There's a reason why last year there was that meme around Pacomike. I don't even remember who started it. I think maybe it was Jim Rising. I don't know, but yeah. F's in the chat for Pacovid.
Yeah, Pacovid is still strong in 2021.
Oh god. And yeah, Ryu looking good here. I was a little bit concerned because fun fact, Ryu actually had his shot a couple of days ago. And he was saying that his arm was kind of hurting afterwards. That's why he didn't sign up for Legion Cup. Because he was in a bit of pain, but now he's good, man. He's here.
Yeah, I mean, good enough at least for Pacomike. And yeah, here we go. Map number 2, 2000 atmospheres, and spawning here, the Duckling himself, the Italian Duckling. It is Ryu.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000 atmospheres LE, we have the Alpha X Protoss. He's blue, representing or hailing from the land of Mexico. It is Pacomike.
with Pacomike no longer being from the north, there's only, I think, only one Grandmaster player in Mexico that is from the north, as far as I'm aware, which is Sinner.
Sinner. Yeah.
Sinner is from my city.
Mate.
Not only is he from my city, I think he's from the same like municipality that I live. So like, I'm pretty sure I could walk to his house right now if I wanted to.
Mate, you need to get in contact with Sinner, okay? Like, Sinner is one of those players.
Stop playing 2v2, please.
Yeah, he's one of those players who like he shows up and like every couple of months, and he looks so good whenever he does, and then he goes back to play 2v2s. Like, if you remember, I think like he won like a Copa Hyperion like a couple of months ago when he just showed up like randomly. It was like, what the hell? Like, he could be such a good player, but not very consistent.
Yes, I mean, this is something that me and Jim Rising have discussed in the past. That Sinner is such a really, really, really good player. But the thing is that he does not take the game very seriously. You know, for him, he's only just a game, not like a sport, a profession. You know, that is why you do not see him like practicing a lot or going into a lot of tournaments very often.
Yeah, it's a shame because
one
he
day
has a lot of potential. You know,
one day that's easy. Like you make an esports team, you sign him, and then you put in his contract that he has to play only 1v1.
Aye. Look, we can't pick up all the players, okay? We can't pick up all of them.
I mean, you can or you won't.
Oh god. It's one of those things I would love to make. We've spoken about this before. Like, there's just so many good Latin American players, and they could be so much better as well if they had just a little bit more support. I feel like even Pacomike is one of those players. You know, like he's so good at what he does. But yeah, just a little bit more, and then maybe he could make something happen. Ooh, as two things actually get in. Oh my god.
Again, Pacomike for some reason didn't want to finish the wall. I believe this same thing happened last week, right? Where Ryu, all the games, he just basically was able to enter to Sterlings for free in the main base of Pacomike. Yeah. And yeah, now 2 drones have been killed that they were not supposed to be dead.
Exactly. Just some free scouting there. This is just Pacomike being greedy, right? He wanted to get that Stargate up and running as fast as possible and didn't want it to be a part of the walls. So yeah. At least he gets his Oracle out a little bit faster. Now it's across the map, but a Spore is on the way. There are 2 queens. Spore isn't done yet though.
Yeah, one thing that at least was going on for Pacomike was that Ryu did not scout that Stargate. He didn't scout it until basically now, when the Oracle was about to go into the base. That is why the Spore was not ready.
Exactly. So Ryu being a little bit greedy there, right? Like, he got into the natural for free, didn't go into the main base. Otherwise, he would have known the timing of that Stargate and be prepared a little bit faster. So in the end, Pacomike, he got some worker kills. He got 5 kills with that Oracle. That's honestly pretty good, and he kept the Oracle alive.
Yeah, so excellent choice by Pacomike, and Pacomike going for a second Oracle after Void Ray. So we're not going to see like any mass Void Ray or anything like that. Instead, he's going for more harassing units while building the Robo and the Twilight. So he's going to harass, trying to do some damage with his air units, while his army, the rest of his land army is massing up.
Exactly. And we'll see what he decides to do with this. Obviously, he's going to go for +1. From here, you can go 2 different routes. You can attempt to go into +1 Blink Stalkers or just into Charge Lots. And it looks like it should be Charge Lots now we see the Templar Archives follow up.
Yeah, Archon Charge Lots is probably the thing that he is going to do. Pacomike being annoying with his Oracle, going for the what's the name of the little bomb over there? The
Stasis Ward.
Stasis wards, but luckily the spores that are in the base of Ryu managed to see it, and the queen still sniped it.
Up, up. Nice, is able to do so again. This time Ryu had some lings, so he could deal with it a little bit faster. At the same time, we do have some adepts a shade into the third base, get a couple more drone kills, but Ryu now is working on a fourth base. We still don't see too much tech here. He has a Roach Warren, but he hasn't really invested too much into it. Oh! Finally.
Yeah, he didn't manage to see that one on time, but only two workers is basically negligible damage. Yeah, meanwhile, there's a free overseer just looking around everything in Ryu's base.
Oh yeah, exactly. And Ryu sees everything here. He sees the Twilight Council. He sees the Templar Archives as well. He knows that it's going to be Charger Archon, so he's setting up for it, going into these Roaches. We'll see if he goes for a Balian Nest again, just like last game. You know, Ling Bane, Roach Ravager. As there we go, +1 melee is on the way.
Yeah. +1 melee is what Ryu decides to do. Meanwhile, a War Prism is going into Ryu's main base.
Oh, yeah. It does sneak in. Oh my god, taking a lot of damage.
Pacomike needs to be careful. You have already given one War Prism this matchup for free. Do not make it two.
Exactly. Meanwhile, the two Oracles slip in just barely. One of the Oracles gets away with 7 HP, getting 4 more drone kills. Honestly, even though like the units of Pacomike have been getting very low, he's been getting a lot of value with them. Still hasn't dealt too much damage with these Archons, but you know, the threat is still there.
I mean, he has not lost it, which is exactly the thing that he wanted to do. Like just being annoying and take as much value as possible out of them. So far, so good.
Yeah.
So now on the way, +2 attack for Pacomike, more gate weights even still. So how long until Pacomike goes for the big push?
That's the question, right? And it's going to be very, very strong, right? He's going to have plenty of Immortals to work with, Archons, Storms as well. Ryu, I'm sure he wants to hit before Storm finishes, but he's just being kept busy by all this harassment. Like, the Oracles come back in, get more drones, and escape. Like, the amount of value that these two Oracles have gotten is insane.
Yeah, pretty good by Pacomike to keep them alive, to do as much damage as they can. How many kills have they got between the bot? One has 1, the other has 7. Mate, those two have killed 11 workers.
Yeah, 11 workers, plus all the stasis wards, which, to be fair, hasn't stasis too many workers, but have caused a lot of lost mining time over the course of the game as well. Meanwhile, Ryu finally pushes on forward. Ooh, there's not a lot here to protect the High Templar.
Yeah, mate, the War Prism is not here. There's only a couple of Mortars, a couple of Celos. Does the Celos have charge? I believe they do, right?
Yes, they do have charge.
Do have charge.
Oh, but the fourth base does get exposed, and it is forced to be cancelled. Oh.
He lost, I think, 2 Templars with those corrosive vial.
Yeah, we do have a Zealot run by, but there are Queens, there are Spines here, so Ryu defends. So Ryu, very nice win here, forcing a cancel and sniping off some High Templar.
Oh yeah, that was a little bit sloppy by Pacomike. I mean, we have been talking how good he is at not losing units, and then he suddenly loses a couple of Templars for free.
Yeah.
Mate, come on.
I'm still worried about this, by the way. Like, this army looks so naked. Like, where are the Zealots?
There are no Zealots, like, there are 4 Zealots in the map. Those are the only Zealots that he has.
They're going for a bit of a run by. Meanwhile, out comes the army, and again, these High Templar look so exposed. Storm is done. Sure, that's great and all, but you still need to protect them.
Pacomike needs to be very careful. These units are very powerful, but they're not many, mate. What guns around or what gun buy, and everything could go down in an instant.
Yeah, speaking of, here we go.
Banelings. What better way to deal with High Templars than with Banelings?
I feel like Lings would be a little bit better here. The Banelings are in preparation for the charge loss, but like, where are the charge loss? You know, they're not here with this army, but here come the Banes. Oh.
Ryu needs to be very careful. That's a big choke that the Storm can easily hit.
Exactly. At the same time, we actually had some bailing drops here in the bases. 8 probes finally go down. Ryu doing some economic damage, and now he gets out of the choke.
Yeah, Pacomike, be careful. The Bailings try to connect. The Templars are gone. There are no more High Templars. What real Templars remain now, they become Archons, and yeah, Ryu, he deals away with this army without issue. But in the meantime, Pacomike going for the big drop in the main base.
Yeah, here we go. Pacomike finally dealing some damage. Zealots do get in. He's trying to focus on the hatchery, but the transfuses are on point. Looks like it doesn't matter. Will the hatchery go down? Oh my god.
And yeah, the hatchery survives with how many? 300, 400 HP. So yeah, nice transfuses by Ryu. He saves the base, and those Zealots do nothing.
They do nothing. They do buy some time, thankfully, which is what he needed. That's a lot of immortals. That's a lot of immortals. But where are the zealots? We still need a buffer for them. Like a massive wave of links is all that Ryu needs.
Yeah, and Ryu knows he's building nothing more than Zerlings. But also, mate, I just realized, I don't know when Ryu just finished the Greater Spire. The Corruptors are on the way. Are we going to see Broodlords very soon?
We definitely could. Meanwhile, we see a massive Ling run by headed into the base, but there are Archons here. These Lings honestly aren't going to deal too much damage. The armies do meet, but there's plenty of Thorns to push away the Roach Ravager.
Oh, Device. He connected with a few High Templars, but didn't kill a single one of them. Pacomike, you need to be careful.
Oh god, these Archons are getting very low as well. Meanwhile, the Lings finally get cleaned up. Ooh, Fleet Beacon is done, but the Stargate got depowered.
Here we go. We are in the big choke. The question is Ryu going to be able to engage this army? That's a lot of Immortals, like a lot of Immortals plus 2 Archons.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I really don't think that Ryu should have sent his Lings out across the map to counterattack, but here come the Broodlords, and there is no answer to these Broodlords.
Yeah, the last Archon died, so there's nothing here that shoots up, so the Immortals and the High Templars are forced to run away. Ryu even saves the base up here.
Oh my god. Meanwhile, we have another Zealot run by, but there are spines here to buy time. There we go. Ryu does respond. He will clean this up, but the carriers are on the way, and I don't think Ryu has too many Corruptors. He does have a Spire, obviously, but he turned a lot of those Corruptors into Broodlords.
Yeah, he needs to get rid of some of those roaches. He needs space to make more air units, and there we go. The roaches are going into a suicide mission. I'm sorry, guys.
Feels bad, man. F's in the chat for these roaches, but they did do their job. They did their Zerg proud, as they are all going to be cleaned up. Obviously not for free, but you know, they were able to kill a couple of Zealots, and they do all get cleaned up. And as a response, we have Lings on the way. And more Broodlords.
22 Lings, 3 more Broodlords, and 4 more Corruptors. I was expecting like less Lings, more Corruptors, but okay, sure, go ahead. Yeah. Meanwhile, Pacomike, he has 4 carriers, 1 Void Ray already, and the Mothership is on the way as well.
Yeah, I'm really worried here. Like, Ryu doesn't have the best anti-air. And anti-air is what is going to matter. Meanwhile, that hatchery finally gets sniped. Yeah,
finally, like after like 20 attempts, Pacomike finally get rid of one of Ryu's bases. And yeah, this is a pretty strong army. He's going to be able to take the second hatchery. Yes, he will.
Hatchery does go down, and now Ryu has to make something happen here. He's falling apart. Like, his army is so slow because of all these Broodlords. And again, I think he just has too many Broodlords. Like, there's just so much supply in them. When he goes for an attack, I think he may be all in. Like, he just lost 2 bases, mate.
Yeah, 2 bases, his 2 newer bases, and the Zealots are coming in. He's going to cancel again once more this base? The answer is yes. The base goes down, the spines also go down. And while this is happening, Pacomike is going in again for the other side, and he's going to cancel against this base, mate.
Mate, Ryu's gotta go. You gotta pull the trigger. There we go. He's going across the map. He's looking to potentially end the game. He has no answer to this. It's just there's no answer to the Mothership and the carriers.
Yeah, he only has 12 Corruptors, and 3 3 Vipers. So maybe with some good luck, with some good pulls, he could trade favorably. But that's a lot of Air Protoss army, mate.
Exactly, and this army here from the Protoss, it's not stopping, and there's nothing at home to defend against it. It's gonna keep going, and Ryu pulls away some Broodlords to deal with it. It's understandable. He's pushing on forward. He sees the carriers. Does get a yoink off. Does kill the mothership.
Yeah, he kills the mothership. That was exactly the kind of pulls that Ryu needed. But he's losing everything in his base.
Oh no, so the hive is gonna go down. What's scary, mate, those spires are so exposed. Pacomike doesn't go for it though. He goes into the main instead.
Yeah, he's going to kill also the base in the main base. The hatchery goes down. The hatchery was also going in the middle of transforming into a lair. Pacomike may lose this army, but he doesn't need it anymore. He has done already the damage that he wanted.
Yeah, exactly. Now Pacomike is pushing on forward. Sure, there are a bunch of corruptors here. Ooh, nice parasitic bomb. Is this going to be enough? Can Ryu take down the carriers?
I mean, that's a lot of damage on the carriers, mate. Mate, only 2 carriers left. One carrier is going to be left very soon. And there's still Bloodlords left, mate. Is Ryu going to be able to do it?
Wow, I love the move that he did.
I cannot believe he had enough.
Yeah. So what he did was he parasitic bombed the carriers, and then he stacked on top of the carriers, so the parasitic bomb actually killed all the interceptors, so there was not enough DPS there. Also, I assumed there were going to be more Void Rays to defend the carriers. The Void Rays are on the way, but they were a little bit too late. So even though Ryu just lost 2 bases, this Broodlord, it's cleaning up, and can Ryu do it?
Maybe, mate. Maybe. I mean, we're about to find out. He lost his Rush Warren, he lost his Hive, so he has to rebuild a lot. But still, this army is still standing, and this army is going to do a lot of damage to the remaining bases of Pacomike.
Exactly. What's important is that, sure, there are Void Rays on the way, and they're banking up, but there are a lot of Queens here. They can transfuse. On top of that, there's still a Viper. They still have Parasitic Bomb. There's still plenty of Corruptors. Like, it's going to be close.
Yeah, a run by of Zerlings is going into the fourth base of Pacomike that is being built at the moment. I like it. Oh, I like it. He's going straight for the main base instead of going for the natural first.
Yeah, it's good. Meanwhile, looks like the Stalkers are a little bit distracted. I mean, the Lings are going to be able to clean up this bottom right-hand base. Ryu doesn't pull the trigger though. I feel like he's a little bit scared about what Pacomike has. He doesn't know that he's in a pretty good position. Like, he could have kept pushing in there. Like, Pacomike, he's still struggling to work on that Void Ray count.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't even have Blink, I just noticed. Blink is almost done. Pacomike could have easily entered, and there was no way that Ryu could blink in, Ryu could have entered, and there was no way that Pacomike could just blink under the Bloodlords.
Exactly. Unfortunately, Ryu is giving Pacomike time, so Pacomike, he'll be able to finish off that blink. Now his Stalkers will be a little bit more maneuverable, and they can help support those Void Rays a little bit easier. Meanwhile, Pacomike, he fully saturates this bottom right-hand base. I thought that it was going to go down to the Lings, but Pacomike was able to protect it. So Pacomike still has a decent economy. Meanwhile, Ryu, he's expanding himself, and he is getting that tech back up and running. Still no Hive.
Still no Hive. I mean, mate, one step at a time. He's actually going for, what tech is this? This Hydra speed? Yeah, it's Hydra speed. So I think he's trying to transition into Hydra at some point.
And that isn't the worst idea. Like, unfortunately, he doesn't have any range upgrades, so they won't be amazing, but they will help.
The Hive finally has started. And Pacomike is not going to commit. I thought he was going to commit, and I like this. Ryu going for a double flank attack with some Broodlords on the left-hand side of the map, and the rest, I think, defending or attacking the right-hand side of the map.
Exactly, like Pacomike is a little bit focused on the right-hand side, so if there was like a Ling run by here, there's nothing really to protect his production, so he is looking a little bit vulnerable in his main base. Meanwhile, we have a lot of Corruptors on the way, a little bit worrisome. He doesn't want to focus too much on Corruptors, which is why he has the Hydra Den, right? Like, again, if he goes too much on the anti-air, then he doesn't have enough on the ground.
be very careful. He doesn't want to be caught off guard.
Mhm.
Yeah. Pacomike doesn't jump in.
Ooh, and
And I
he's
think
hunting.
Pacomike has enough void rays. He already has 6 void rays, 3 carriers, 12 stalkers. Maybe good enough to fight this air army? Maybe? Question mark.
I think it's decent if it's together. The problem is that Pacomike, he is kind of spread thin, right? Like, the Stalkers are all on their own. Like, the Carriers are on their own here. The Void Rays are on their own. Like, he's very split up. Like, separated, I think Ryu can easily dismantle this.
There you go. The void rays enter in. They catch a few Broodlords that are defenseless.
Yeah, this is a nice move. He's going to be able to take down this hatchery, and even though Ryu's responding, Pacomike, he can just recall.
And he does. He recalls and he loses nothing. He loses 1 observer. Not bad for 3 Broodlords and 1 base.
Yeah, very nicely done there by Pacomike. Meanwhile, Ryu, he's forced to respond to this. He goes for a bit of a roach run by. He's dealing some damage. Sure, it's great and all. Once again, Stalkers are moving out, and Ryu, he's not pulling the trigger. He's not going for it. He's still focusing on defense. Oh,
I mean, is there some sort of quota that Ryu needs to be on camera? Because, man, he's taking his sweet time. Finally, he's going in for attacking the main base.
The problem is that he allowed Pacomike to close the gap in supply. Like, now, there was a moment there where Ryu was like up almost 100 supply, and now it's like he's only up by 20.
Yeah, but he's attacking the main base, and Pacomike is not returning. He's going with his land army, and he's just going for a counter attack.
Yeah, at the same time, his Sky Toss is responding to Ryu's main army. Oh, this is scary. Ryu's pulling back. He's leaving his queens exposed.
Yeah, and the void rays, they come in.
Oh my god, they do come in. They focus down some of these Broodlords. The Broodlords are going to be going down, but here come the Corruptors. Parasitic Bomb. He gets one off.
He gets one off, but the Vipers is killed.
Yeah,
oh no, mate. Pacomike is losing everything in the air.
Exactly. There are just too many Corruptors. Everything goes down. Meanwhile, these Stalkers have been dealing a lot of damage. They take down the Broodlords. They took down a base. Is it enough, though? That's the question. I mean, these Corruptors, there's a little supply. They don't shoot down, but there may be enough on the ground. No, there's not. This is going to get weird. Oh, no. Ryu.
Mate, what a weird base trade that we have landed in.
Yeah. He needs Broodlords, but he doesn't have a Great Aspire. So this is just dead supply. This is what I was worried about. Oh, no.
The Hive just went down. Hydras are coming out. The Banelings are also coming out. Will still be enough. The Banelings connect with the Zealots.
It's not going to be enough. The Banelings all go down. The Blink Stalkers push on forward. Right now, Ryu, he's fighting without his spines. There we go. The spines are finally coming into play. Broodlord is here as well, but it looks like...
nice transfusion of the Broodlord. The Broodlord is kept alive.
Wow.
Mate, Ryu's going to defend.
That was so close, but with that, I think Ryu, he's gonna close it out. Like, he almost died then and there, but he just barely held on with his Hydras with that hero Broodlord.
Yeah, the Corruptors were still doing damage in Pacomike's main base, and he has nothing left. 60 supply versus 146.
What an intense game there, but after all is said and done, Ryu, he doesn't have any bases to the top right. He migrated to the top left. Like, if you look at the minimap, it's so weird what happened to the Zerg here. But he should be able to... oh my god, no, the Zealots, mate. Zealots are all you need. Ryu, please.
The Zealots all go down. There's still a lot of Hydras. The Hydras do a lot of DPS. Even though Ryu is going to lose this army, it is still a good trade for Ryu, and that's more than enough, and GG.
GG. Ryu takes down Pacomike 2-0. And this is something that we don't get often. We get team kills, but we have an all CranKy Duckling finals.
I gotta do something about it. Let's see.
Oh god. GG, well played. Congratulations, Ryu. My condolences to Pacomike again. That was a very wonky, very strange game. Game number 2, that is. But in the end, Ryu came out on top, and now we have our ZVZ.